Hi, this is Rob. I'm going to show you how to do the exercises that go along with the video lesson, Units of Distance. Are you ready? Let's get started. For problem 1, we're told, for each pair of units listed below, circle the longer one. We have the pair of units inch or foot, and we need to circle the longer one. And this one's easy because a foot is 12 inches, so a foot is definitely longer than an inch. Now we have yard or meter. Now this is a little trickier. Those are closer, but you'll just need to remember that a meter is a little bit longer than a yard. A meter is definitely bigger than a foot. Now a mile or a kilometer, this one can be a bit tricky to remember, and you'll just have to remember that a mile is longer than a kilometer. Remember, it was only 10 miles to get to the campsite instead of 16 kilometers. That's because a mile is longer than a kilometer. For problem 2, we're told for each pair of units listed below, circle the shorter one. All right, so we have the pair of units centimeter or inch, and we're supposed to circle the shorter one. And a centimeter is shorter than an inch. And yard or foot, remember a yard is 3 feet, so a foot is definitely shorter than a yard. And we have millimeter or centimeter, and these are the same, they're both metric units, and we know that a millimeter is 10 times smaller than a centimeter, so millimeter is definitely shorter than a centimeter. Then we have a millimeter or an inch, and a millimeter is definitely smaller than an inch, because a centimeter is smaller than an inch, and a millimeter is smaller than a centimeter, so a millimeter is definitely smaller than an inch. For problem 3, we're told to fill in the blanks, and we have 1 inch is about blank centimeters. And if you remember from the video, an inch is about 2.5 centimeters, or 2.5 centimeters. Then we have 10 miles is about blank kilometers. And if you remember from the video how far away that campsite was, 10 miles is about 16 kilometers. For problem 4, we're told to fill in the blanks, and we have 1 foot is exactly blank inches. And a foot is 12 inches. It's exactly 12 inches. And we have a yard is exactly blank feet. 1 yard is exactly 3 feet. For problem 5, we're told, circle the metric unit that would be the best choice for measuring the diameter of a basketball. And we have meters, millimeters, kilometers, and centimeters. Now, a basketball is smaller than a meter, probably like 3 or 4 basketballs would fit in a meter. So that's not a great unit for measuring a basketball. It wouldn't be terrible, though. Millimeters are really small compared to a basketball, so that wouldn't be a good choice. Kilometers are way bigger than a basketball, so that'd be a terrible choice. Now, centimeters, that's a pretty good choice. Like a centimeter is quite a bit smaller than a basketball, but the number you would get would still be reasonable, so that would give you a nice, reasonable measurement. So I'm going to say centimeters would be a good choice for measuring the diameter of a basketball. For problem 6, we're told, circle the traditional unit that would be the best choice for measuring the length of a skateboard. And then we have feet, inches, miles, and yards. Well, feet would be pretty decent. Like a skateboard is about a foot, maybe a little more than a foot. So that'd be pretty good. Inches would be pretty good. Inches are quite a bit smaller than a skateboard, but you'd still get a reasonable number. Miles are way bigger than a skateboard, so that'd be a terrible choice. And yards are quite a bit bigger than a skateboard, so that'd be, not so great of a choice. So I think it'd be either feet or inches would be the best. But I'm going to say that inches would be the best. But if you chose feet, that'd be fine too. For problem 7, we're told, circle the metric unit that would be the best choice for measuring the length of a swimming pool. And we're given meters, millimeters, kilometers, and centimeters. And a swimming pool's pretty big. There'd be quite a few meters to make up a swimming pool, but it would be a reasonable number. It wouldn't be a huge number. That'd be good. Millimeters are really small compared to a swimming pool, so you'd get an enormous number. A kilometer is way bigger than a swimming pool, so that would not be a great choice to measure a swimming pool. Centimeters are also really small, not as small as millimeters, but you would still get a crazy big number. So I think that meters would give us the best measurement for a swimming pool. I'm going to say meters would be the best choice for measuring the length of a swimming pool. For problem 8, we're told to circle the traditional unit that would be the best choice for measuring the length of the California coastline. And we're given feet, inches, miles, and yards. Well, the California coastline is pretty long, and with feet or yards, you're going to get a really, really big number. With inches, it's just going to be absurdly big, the number you're going to get. Miles, you're actually still going to get a pretty big number, but it's our best unit for measuring long distances. So miles would be the best choice for measuring the length of the California coastline. For problem 9, we have, if you drove 40 miles to get to the beach, estimate how many kilometers you went. Now remember, our estimate is that 10 miles is about, so I'll do an equal sign that's kind of wavy so we know that it's not exactly equal. It's about 16 kilometers. I guess MI, so you don't think that's meters. 10 miles is about 16 kilometers. And we drove 40 miles to get to the beach, and we're going to use this estimate to calculate how many kilometers we went. 40 miles is 4 times as big as 10, so we would multiply the 10 by 4 to get 40 miles, so we'll multiply 16 by 4 to get how many kilometers we want to go. Or that we already went, actually. So 4 times 16 is 64. So the distance we went in kilometers is 64 kilometers. For problem 10, we have, if your cat is 1.5 feet long from head to tail, estimate how many centimeters long he is. Now remember, our estimate for centimeters to feet is that 1 foot is estimated to be 30 centimeters. It's about 30 centimeters. And so we're going to use this estimate to estimate how long our cat is in centimeters. So if 1 foot is 30 centimeters, then 1.5 feet means that we'll take 30 centimeters and a half of 30 centimeters. And half of 30 centimeters is 15 centimeters. So add that up. And we have 45 centimeters is the estimate of how long our cat is from head to tail.